Good morning. It is finally Friday and it is November 17th. Thanks for joining us on Up to the Minute. I am Dr. Lana Pigao, Northwest Communications Director, filling in for the illustrious Todd Duplantis, with co-host today, Montrose Cunningham, Northwest Community Outreach Coordinator, who is going to tell us how to find us on social media. Good morning, Montrose.
Good morning. So I guess if you're filling in for Todd, I'm filling in for you as the co-host. So
usually on Friday as the co-host. So
yes, we are live on Houston Community College District Facebook, not HCC, and also on YouTube. We're also on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Very good. And today we are getting ready to swing into the holiday season with HCC's Monday night big band concert. Good morning, Dr. Witt. Montrose will be with you shortly.
Good morning.
But first, we are here for our Film Friday. We're looking at the Zeal Reel micro short film competition with Shawn Harris. Welcome to the show,
Good
Shawn.
morning.
Good morning. Well, tell us about yourself and Lazy Park. Why the name Lazy Park? I love that.
Oh, thank you. And I'll begin with why the name. So Lazy Park came about because I wanted it to evoke calm, peace, relaxation while doing something you love. And hopefully that is watching films. It's meant to conjure an image of a lazy day in the park or swinging on a hammock, which, by the way, is our representative symbol. And the name was born out of our need for guilt-free downtime. We're overworked, overcommitted, and underutilizing vacation days, yet many of us feel like slackers when we take time to rejuvenate ourselves. So Lazy Park wants you to embrace your lazy day. And so a bit about me. I've loved the art that is making movies since before I can remember. And I've told this story before of how I watched, like clockwork, Siskel and Ebert's weekly at the movies review show. And I keep a list of films I found interesting, and many of them were indie films. And I search for them in local theaters. And on Sunday afternoons, I would go to the theater and binge watch as many films as I could. And well, my mom would say I was binge watching before pop culture caught on. But I thrive on connecting with stories, those human experiences you see on screen that could be anyone's story, the aspirational humanity shown from person to person, group to group, or society to society. And these go across genres. And I credit my grandfather with planting the seed. He loved his media-sized, huge video camera. And at times he enlisted me to go out and shoot for him. And I was so proud, and I couldn't wait to show him, what I had captured when I got home. And so after years of working in corporate and doing some kind of fun holiday videos in the corporate space, the bug bit me again, and I became active in the Houston film community. And I learned while doing and being on local productions, and that prompted me to form Lazy Park 5 years ago. And we've been focused on developing our own productions, and helping other productions with their development, in terms of production services like management and coordination, script breakdown, associate producing, and drone aerials. And listeners can find out more at lazyparkentertainment.com.
Great. So you mentioned drone aerials. I think those are a wonderful addition to films. So tell me about that. And are you a drone pilot?
I am. I'm a certified drone pilot. I became certified in 2020. I actually attended HCC's Part 107 course with instructor Don Wells over at the Stafford campus. And that was, 2020 before, we were kind of forced into isolation. And once we had to quarantine and be on lockdown, I was thinking of ways to work with productions that, that had some distance to it. And so since I was already down the drone rabbit hole, I committed more fully into developing my skills as a pilot and capturing those aerial shots. And I've always been a gadget girl. Every time I pass by a DJI Phantom in a window, I would, kind of have a little jealousy of, I want one of those. Once the price became a bit more affordable, they made more affordable models. I got my first drone and took to the skies, and I've loved it ever since. And I'm proud to be, in the minority of female pilots. I'm not proud that we are in the minority, but I'm proud to be, in the first wave of female pilots. The FAA released a study at the beginning of the year, and female pilots are roughly 8% of the licensed population. And in Texas, we're doing a bit better than most of the country, but we are third behind California and Florida. So, I wear the badge proudly. I love to go out and get those shots and fly around. And drones offer a cost-effective way for productions to make films and commercials and TV shows, whereas you before would have to buy or rent expensive equipment to get those artistic views.
Yeah. I remember those days I was telling Montrose of having to hike up mountains to take picture drone aerials down on when I was doing PR for a park. But let's talk about the genre of films that Lazy Park does. What kind of films do you want us to spend our lazy days watching?
Well, I recommend films that are soothing pieces of work to your spirit, and keeps you in a relaxed state of mind. If you're wanting to relax for the day, to just binge out and not think or stress about much of anything, these would be films that you can put on repeat, like The Shawshank Redemption or Still Magnolias or The Color Purple, or just about anything in the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, The Five Heartbeats. These are the films you can kind of say the dialogue along with, because you've watched them so many times, and they just make you feel good or keep you entertained without causing too much stress. And for example, there are a lot of movies that are great, but they can cause stress. And I like to point to Uncut Gems, starring Adam Sandler. Great movie. Adam was fantastic in it, but I left the theater as wound up as his character was. And the same for like Hotel Rwanda. That movie was almost 20 years ago, but I still remember how I left the theater feeling like someone had gutted me and I was weak in my knees because of what I saw in the film. So those are movies you want to watch when you are of a different mindset. Maybe you want to go out and be active, become some activist or something. But if you want to do just a relaxing day, any genre will work. I love the documentary space. I love rom-coms. I love action movies. Those are the genres that will kind of promote that relaxation and lazy day feel.
Yeah, I understand that. So let's talk about your 1 minute film competition known as the Zeal Reel Micro Short Film Competition. You want to tell us a little about that?
Yes, I launched Zeal in 2019, and it was really an idea because I came into filmmaking in a non-traditional way. I wasn't out of undergrad going to school, going to film school and making student films. I came into it, as I said before, from the corporate space, and just thinking about some of the challenges I was facing and hurdles getting in. And I was thinking someone younger and less maybe world experience, not necessarily film experience. I can see how they could become discouraged with following their passion, with pursuing this art form. And I wanted to create the competition as a way to give independent filmmakers an opportunity to not only showcase their work, but to earn a cash prize that would support them in their work. And we don't put a stipulation on what they can do with the prize money. It's whatever phase of production that they are in, then use the funds to stay the course, essentially. Get one more step or rung up the ladder, and maybe on that rung, someone else will come along and help you get to the next. And
Shawn, we're run out of time. This is fascinating. We go on talking about this because I can tell you all the films that I love to watch.
okay.
I have time, but thank you, Shawn Harris, founder of Lazy Park Entertainment and the Zeal Micro Short Film Competition. And we will have your information in our post after the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Bye-bye. All right, Montrose, you get to talk to Witt now.
Yes, I got to tell you though, I could have also talked with her forever about, man, look, my first independent movie was called The Unbearable Lightness of Being. There were like 5 people in the theater because it was an indie theater, but incredible. And she just mentioned the 5 heartbeats. Don't make me start singing. Anyway.
That's I can never pass up any The Godfather series or Goodfellas when it's on. I just sit down. I don't care where the movie started or I'm just there watching. I love it. But anyway, let's get on to.
And I cook Italian food whenever I watch a mafia movie. So, all right, moving on to Dr. Woody Witt, professor of music at HCC Northwest. Welcome to the show, Dr. Witt.
Hello, Montrose. My pleasure to be here.
Oh man, glad to have you. Before we get into the details about the concert, tell us about the music on this concert program.
Sure. We're playing a wide range of arrangements by different composers. We're playing a lot of classic repertoire from the big band era. A couple of arrangements by the great Sammy Nestico. Excuse me. Also an arrangement by Oliver Nelson, Frank Foster, who played with the Count Basie Band, as well as a couple of more modern arrangements, one by the great composer Bob Mincer, as well as something by a now local composer, an arranger, Leslie Drayton, who used to live in Los Angeles, and he was one of the first trumpet players in Earth, Wind, and Fire. We're playing something he wrote called A Line on Things.
Wow, man, that sounds incredible. So, how do you go about choosing the music for the band?
Sure. Well, this group meets only once per week. We meet 3 hours on Monday evening, and it's a rather limited amount of time to put together a program. And we have kind of a wide range of skills. The students that are in the group, from community members who have degrees in music and teach music professionally, down to more traditional, I say traditional, younger community college students that might be coming out of a high school program and not ready yet to go to a university program. So we spend a lot of time at the beginning of the semester sight reading material. So I'll bring arrangements to class and just have them play from the beginning to the end and get them used to making music right away. And what happens in that process is the students learn to listen to each other and balance and blend. We work on, intonation and matching articulation and different things to sound more cohesive. So in the process of reading arrangements, I run the class pretty democratically, and we start choosing arrangements that the students like to play. And then from that, end up coming up with a program that we end up putting on at the end of the semester.
Okay. Now, how many pieces do you have in the band, and what instruments?
Okay, so it's a traditional big band in that we have 5 saxophones. We have a large trombone section. We have 5 trombones instead of 4, 4 trumpets, piano, bass, and drums. And we also have 2 pianists. So a couple of pianists, they're trading out. I have 2 bassists, so the bassists are trading out as well.
Okay, and they're playing electric bass, upright bass?
Both.
Okay.
Actually, both of them play electric and upright, and some of the music that we're playing calls for traditional upright bass, and I think 2 of the charts that we're doing call for electric bass.
Okay. Tell us about your history directing the Monday Night Big Band with like some of your past guest artists, performances, and recordings.
Sure. Well, the Monday Night Big Band has been in existence for quite a few years. I don't know the actual year that it started, but a former faculty member, Dennis Dotson, a great trumpet player who used to play with Woody Herman's big band and Buddy Rich, led that band up into the early 2000s. And I took over, I think, in 2002 or 2003, and have been leading the band since then. We have had international artists that have come in and performed with the group, ranging from Grammy Award-winning composer and pianist Bill Cunliffe, another Grammy Award winner, a former student of mine, Dr. Aaron Langton, who runs the jazz program at San Jose State University, Neil Slater, who was the director of the University of North Texas jazz program, a very famous jazz program that I'm a graduate of, and Rich DeRosa, who taught at Juilliard as well as the WDR band in Germany. Many guests. Every year, we usually have a guest artist that performs with us in the spring, and I often choose artists who are composers as well, and we try to feature their original music with the band. It's a great opportunity for the students in the band to work directly with the person who's writing the music and get that immediate connection with the composer, as opposed to just trying to interpret things on their own or referencing recordings.
Okay. Yeah, I'm from Dallas, so I'm quite familiar with the UNT program. Excellent program.
Yes.
So what plans do you have for the Monday Night Big Band in the spring semester?
Well, in the spring, I perform in a group called the Jazz Houston Orchestra, run by a trombonist named Vincent Gardner. And Vincent Gardner, he lives here in Houston, but he's very active in the Lincoln Center group that Wynton Marsalis runs. He plays in that band and has for many years, and he also works in the education field as part of Lincoln Center and goes around all over the country and around the world. I think he just came back from Australia doing a bunch of concerts and clinics there. And we're going to have Vincent as a guest. So Vincent's also a composer and arranger and a brilliant trombonist. And we're looking forward to working with him this spring.
Okay. Well, in the last couple of minutes that we have, I was wondering is there a particular piece that you are looking forward to performing, or one that's like maybe a little more challenging?
Well, all the music that we're doing is pretty challenging in different ways. Some of the ones that are favorites of mine, one of the arrangements that we're doing is called Stompin' at the Savoy, and it was originally arranged by Bill Holman, and the Stan Kenton Orchestra performed that. I've played it with the Kenton Legacy Band myself, and to revisit this classic arrangement with the young students it's a lot of fun.
All right. Well, we are looking forward to it. Thank you so much Dr. Woody Witt, Professor of Music at HCC Northwest, and we'll have your info in our post after the show.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Montrose.
I love big band music. Now,
Yeah.
I also the contemporary artists, like, I'm going to age myself right now. Like Elvis Costello's big band music and Brian Setzer's big band music. And my all-time favorite is Joe Jackson and his big band. Love Joe Jackson. Well,
you're a Joe Jackson fan.
I know. I'm so Gen X, and I am such a child of the 80s. It's almost scary. Anyway, so now on to news, events, and announcements. Let's get you all to boost your credit score with financial literacy workshops. Improving your credit score can help save money and even open up new financial opportunities. Find out what your score really means and how to boost it with the help of Coleman's SGA Financial Literacy Workshops. And the next one is Thursday, November 30th from 2 to 3 p.m. at the HCC Coleman campus. And check out our post after the show for more info.
All right. Chamber Singers Fall Concert. HCC will present its vocal ensemble concert at the grand and lovely Heinen Theater. And that is Tuesday, December 5th at 7:30 at the HCC Heinen Theater. And check our post after the show for more information.
Yeah, and there will be a media arts showcase, which is a compilation of projects. You won't want to miss this end of semester compilation public screening of student projects from the media arts program, including filmmaking, audio recording, technology, and music business. The tentative showcase includes TV field, TV production workshop, lighting, cinematography, directing, audio recording. Projects are featured throughout the entire presentation, and that is December 16th. And it's a Saturday. That's 6 p.m. is the mixer, 7 p.m. is the showcase, and that's at HCC Spring Branch Performing Arts Center. Check out our post after the show. And I almost said HCCTV, but it's our Spring Branch Performing Arts.
All right, tutoring can help, and ASC is here to help. HCC's Academic Success Center is available to help students stay on track with coursework, understand assignments, and improve study skills. So check our post after the show for more information. And the drum roll for this next one.
Thanksgiving break, there is no up to the minute next week. And that's not the sad part. I mean, that is the sad part. No up to the minute, but woohoo, no, we're up. The whole week we have Thanksgiving break. And if after 10 weeks of working, the U.S. legislature needs, a break for a week. Yeah, we need a break.
We definitely need that.
In case you missed it, all faculty, staffs, and students are off next week, while HCC is on holiday for the entire week. So Up to the Minute will not air on those days, and that is Monday through Friday, November 20th through the 24th, and we will return on November 27th, and that's the following Monday at 10 a.m. when HCC returns to its regular schedule, and we hope you all have a happy, healthy, and safe holiday.
All right, and spring registration is open, and that includes winter mini sessions. HCC's spring registration is ongoing and includes the popular mini sessions during winter break. All courses either in person, online, or hybrid. So we have online anytime with no established class meeting times unless listed. Online on a schedule where the meeting time is set, and course meets online. Hybrid, which is lecture partially face-to-face and partially virtually. Of course, our in-person face-to-face classes, and hybrid lab classes with laboratory and studio courses. And to learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover costs, go to hccs.edu/apply.
And I just want to remind you, Montrose, that as the holiday season approaches, and we're talking about music, that Trans-Siberian Orchestra, and what's that other one? Our favorite, what do we call that music?
I don't know. It's
music. I mean,
inside joke.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. Well, anyway. So, coming up again next week is Thanksgiving break. HCC will be closed for the entire week. So don't come looking for us. We won't be here. But join us on Monday, November 27th for another edition of Up to the Minute. And we want to thank you for joining us and have a great Thanksgiving. Eat lots and enjoy lots of TV and movies and pumpkin pie and whatever your heart desires for the holiday. And we will see you next time.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks a lot. Have a great break.
Mm-hmm.